Alright, good morning everybody, and we have finally made it to Pokhara. If you've been following our adventure, you know we tried to do the Everest Base Camp trek, but because of all the national disaster, the flooding that's been going on here in Nepal, we weren't able to get up there. It was just the flights were being canceled and delayed, and our 12-day hike was getting cut down into 10 days, and we wouldn't be able to make it. So the bottom line is, that hike got canceled, so we went with Plan B. We jumped on a bus yesterday, and we drove across to Pokhara, and we got in pretty late last night, but the plan is now to go do the Poon Hill hike. And we got a beautiful day so far this morning. As you can see, we're in the mountains here, and we have to take a quick ride by car over to where the trail starts. So we're going to be in the car for about an hour, and then once we get there, we will be off and hiking for 4 days. We're going to do the 3-day Poon Hill circuit, and then we're going to add one extra day, sorry about that, to go visit some more villages. So should be a good adventure. So far the weather's looking great. We're pretty excited. How you feeling about it?
I'm excited, but the mountain peaks, driving in, it's just been so beautiful.
Oh, we haven't seen mountains like this before, especially not in a long time. Maybe Switzerland or maybe New Zealand, I'm not sure. But either way, we're psyched, we're ready to go. Our driver's ready, so let's hit the road. All right guys, we crossed the river and we are now officially at the point where we're gonna start hiking. Once we get on the trail, I'll give you guys some more details. I'll tell you all about how we got here, what it's costing us, and what we chose to go with and not take. But here it is, look at this. We're at the river. All right guys, so this is our porter here, and he is carrying our blue bag right here. That's ours, and the backpack is his. So he is saving our butts, because we have about 10 kilograms each, a total of 20 kilograms in that backpack there. And he's going to be carrying that for us for the next 3 days. And then we have our backpacks, which have just like a hoodie and a bunch of water, some snacks. And so he is definitely our savior. Alright guys, so when we start this trek, we're going to show you guys some B-reel in a minute here while I talk. But before we do, we got a lot of new subscribers over in Morocco, and we want to thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for all the comments and support you've given us. It's been amazing. We love you guys, and we can't wait to get back to Morocco. In case you're new though to the channel, like some of you guys who might just be searching for Poon Hill, my name is Frank, this is Alyssa, and we are the GlobeHoppers. We're on a mission to get into that 100 country club, and this is country number 54, Nepal. We just passed the halfway point, so we are excited to be here. And actually, we're super excited to be on this trail. And let me tell you why while you guys watch some B-reel. What happened was, we were originally going to do the Everest Base Camp trek, but over the last few days, there has been some incredible flooding. I mean, we got here a week ago. The second day we were here, the rain just started, and it didn't stop for days. There were roads flooded out, bridges flooded out. There was like over 600-700 deaths because of the flooding. It's just been terrible. So we attempted to get over to Lukla Airport, where you start the Everest Base Camp hike, but flights had been canceled for days. There was a backlog of flights, and it just looked like we weren't going to be able to get on our hike at all. We were going to do the 12-day hike, and because our time is pressed, we weren't able to acclimate enough, and it just wasn't going to happen. The reason we have to leave after the 12 days is because we're going to Sri Lanka to do the tuk-tuk tournament, and we can't be late for that, so we weren't able to push our trip here back any further. So we had to give up on the Everest Base Camp trek for now. We will be back in the spring to attempt it again, we hope.
With our lessons that we've learned.
Yes, we've learned how to do it this time, so we'll probably be back in the spring, and we'll try it then. But for now, we're going with Plan B, which is we caught a bus last night over to Pokhara, and now we're going to do the Poon Hill trek. We're in the Annapurna region, and we are on a 3-day hike to get to Poon Hill. So the plan is we're going to hike today for about 5 hours, rest up tonight. We'll hike tomorrow, and then early the next morning we'll get up and we'll hike up to Poon Hill so that we can see the sunrise over the peaks. And then the following day, we're going to hike through some Himalayan villages and get to feel of local life here. So that's our plan. It's Plan B, but it's still an amazing plan. And what else can we tell you about it? Well, you can do this hike without a guide if you want. And if you have enough strength, you could do it without a porter, but we don't. So we got ourselves a porter, and he's kind of working as our guide also. Like I said, you don't really officially need a guide. It's a one-way trail. Okay guys, so we made it to our first tea house. We're about 2.5 hours into the hike by the time we made it here. And we ordered some lunch, so we got some tuna sandwich with fries, and I got some chicken curried rice. So we're gonna eat this up and get back out on the trail. So far the trail hasn't been too difficult getting here. It's been a pretty steady incline, but the heat, the sun was bad. Now the clouds are rolled in and it's feeling, now that we're all sweaty, we're feeling a little bit cool, but yeah. Not too bad so far. We're doing good. We're gonna eat this up real quick, and then we're gonna go to the worst part of the day, which is 3,000 something steps straight up. So
yeah, I took a video of it. You can see some of these people actually climbing up over there.
Let's hope our training comes in handy. So we'll see you guys in a few minutes. All right. Let's eat. Oh, that's delicious. Oh, I was so hungry, guys, and that lunch was absolutely delicious. Delicious. I got the chicken curry and I loved it. So this would probably be a good time to talk to you guys a little bit about money. What is this costing us? So actually just now the food is free. We just paid for the drinks. So we paid for 2 bottles of water and a small little thing of mango juice that I got. And that was 500 rupees, which is about $3.65, I believe. So not bad. But overall, the cost of this trip, that we got to talk about. So there are so many different ways you can do these hikes here. There was some issues about a year or two ago where they said you have to have guides now to do any hiking here. It's really not true. Every hike we've gone on, or even tried to go on, or talked to people about, they've all said you don't need guides. You don't need guides. It's not necessary. It's recommended for certain trails, obviously, but you really don't have to have one. So you got to decide what you want, create your own package, and come up with whatever price is in your budget. Well, I'm gonna wait until we get past this waterfall. It's getting a little bit noisy here. Alright, so that town up there on top of the mountain, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if maybe I can zoom in a little. So way up there, there's a town, village. That's where we're headed to sleep tonight. Whew! We made it to our first suspension bridge. Here we go. We're walking through this little village. Kids are waving at us. This is such an awesome vibe. Mother Nature's hanging on. No rain yet. There are some clouds up there, but nothing yet. Here we go, guys. This is where the adventure begins now. We're about 2.5 hours into this hike. We just had lunch, and this is the end stretch now. There are 3,560 steps all the way up to the top. So from here on in, all our stair climber training is about to come into play. Let's see how well we handle this. Are you ready for 3,000 steps? This is like Tiger Temple almost.
I'm ready. This is worse than Tiger Temple.
Almost.
Tiger Temple was only 1,200.
All right.
36.
3 times Tiger Temple. Let's do it. To the top we go.
I pray that this food stays down. Haven't had good luck with tuna sandwiches lately.
And yet she keeps getting them.
Oh, I saw it and I thought, oh, it looks so good. It sounds so good getting a tuna sandwich.
All right, guys, we're taking a dying break. Look at the sweat.
I'm dripping.
So we figured we'd stop here for a minute, catch our breath. We're about a quarter, halfway up maybe. Oh, look at this view. All right, so we're about 3/4 of the way up these steps and they're kicking our asses, I ain't gonna lie. Whew. That was the altitude. It's the altitude.
Or the fact that we just ate
Yeah.
lunch and then tried to climb all these stairs.
Or just this
The
isn't our
altitude.
atmosphere, you know what I mean? But we're gonna make it, don't worry, we got this. Oh, we're almost there, guys, almost there, but it's starting to rain a little bit. Feels good though. Oh, here we are. We're getting there. All right, check this out, guys. We started way down there. We made it all the way up here in just over 4 hours, plus an hour lunch break. And now it just started to rain, and here we are at the Prastuti guest house, which is where we're gonna spend the night. Now it's early still. I guess it's about 2 or 3 o'clock, and we got all afternoon now just to hang out and relax. And then tomorrow we get another early start for a big day of hiking. But let's see, we just beat the rain. It's just starting to fall now. So let me come in here and check out our room real quick. All right, so this is our room right here. We got a blanket each. We got a bed each. We got 4 walls. We got a little bathroom here with a toilet and a shower, which is more than I expected, to be honest with you, up here.
We got electricity.
Don't put anything inside the toilet. Oh, okay. So we got some electricity also. We could charge some things up tonight, which is amazing. And you can see the rain is just now starting, but we're still gonna go sit down outside. I think I earned a Snickers bar or something good. You got one? Oh, right here, right here. Yeah, let's have ourselves a little treat. And then I'm gonna come downstairs and I'll explain the money to you guys in a few minutes. I started several times, but I got out of breath and noisy things, so I'll finish that speech. That room's really not too bad. Come to think of it, we've stayed in rooms in India that are not as nice as that. I mean, it's basic, it doesn't have much, but it's clean, there's no bugs, it's not wet. Well, definitely beats out some rooms we've stayed in India, that's for sure. And I mean, we beat the rain by maybe a minute. Amazing timing. The guide was just telling us that we got about 4-hour hike tomorrow, and today was the hardest day, he said. So we kicked butt. We did it. Now we're gonna hang out in this little tea house right here and relax a little bit. 5 minutes more, we would have been caught in this, guys. 5 more minutes. Talk about perfect timing. So we took a shower, and that water was so hot, it felt so good. I think both of us got our butts kicked a little more than we expected today. Between the 10-hour bus ride from Pokhara, because it was supposed to be a 7 to 8 hour bus ride yesterday, but with the holiday there was so much traffic, and because of all the flooding and damage that had been done to the roads, there was some traffic jams here and there, and it took us over 10 hours to get here on the bus. So that was a rough day. And then today's hike, wow, we were both a little dehydrated. It was hot climbing up here, but we made it. We're feeling better. We're getting some hydration in us now, so we're doing good. And we just ordered dinner. That should be coming out soon. So now let me talk to you about money while we look at this view here. There were 2 things I wanted to tell you guys about. First was supplies you need before you get here, and the second was how much this trip actually cost us. So for right now, I'm going to tell you about the supplies. You can bring everything you want from home. If you're a hiker and you have your own supplies and all that, you can bring your stuff from home, no problem at all. If you come here and you accidentally don't have anything, kind of like we did, we picked up a few things like my hiking shoes in Thailand, and we picked up a couple of hats and things like that, but I want a jacket. But when we got here, we still needed a few things like sleeping bag liners and sleeping bags and a couple of stuff like that. So what your choices are is, when you get to Kathmandu, like every 2 shops, like in Thailand it's a weed shop and a 7-Eleven every 2 feet. In Kathmandu it's a hiking supply store every 2 feet. So when you go in there, you can either get new, used, you could buy a new one and sell it back when you're done. So like one of my friends bought a sleeping bag, went on the hike, came back and sold it back to the guy for about half price. So you got that option. You could buy your own stuff right there. It's super cheap. We went in and bought a whole bunch of last minute supplies, like a rain cover for her backpack that hers wasn't any good, and we bought a couple of ponchos because our raincoats didn't cover us all the way down, and I mean, we bought and didn't even spend like maybe 20 bucks on all the stuff we had gotten. So that's your best option, I would say. If you don't have what you need, don't worry about it when you get here. The shops, they got you covered, no problem. So we did bring hiking sticks with us. We have all the proper clothes. We have way more than we actually need because this hike's not half as intense as Everest with the temperatures and stuff. So we're way prepared for this, looking good. Now, as far as the cost of the actual trip itself, you can come here and customize this to your own specifications, however you want to do it. If you want to take the bus from Pokhara, you can, or you could fly. Obviously, if you fly, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. Same thing with hiking. You don't need a guide. If you want one, you can get one. But if you don't, you don't. We wanted a porter because I didn't feel like carrying this stuff around, and she didn't feel like carrying this stuff around for 4 days. So we went ahead and we got the porter, and he's kind of working as a porter / guide for us. So that was what we went with. You could do the hike in 3 days. I think there's an option for 2 days, or you can do it in 4 days for Poon Hill. We decided to do the 3-day, but we also asked them to throw on a 4th day in the Himalayan villages, and then an extra 5th day in Pokhara, plus the original night in Pokhara when we got here. So he threw those on for us because we wanted to hang out on the lake for 1 day. And let's see what else did we get. Oh, all your meals are included because all the tea house meals, the hotels that they've set us up in, all include your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. So we don't have to pay for any foods up here. And we do have to pay for drinks while we're up here, though. We have to pay for water, soda, any of that, beer, anything like that. We have to pay for ourselves. That's the only expense coming out of our pocket now that we're up here. So for us, it was a 7-day trip altogether, with the 2 days of bus rides to and from Kathmandu, the extra day in Pokhara on the lake, and the extra day in the Himalayan village. And it came out to, for us, $600 each, which is a little bit more than I think if we'd have shopped around. We could have did slightly better, but because our last one was canceled last minute, we found this guy who was really great. He was helping us out. We went with his company, and we were told it was just slightly a little bit higher than normal. But with all the extra add-ons we got, we're not complaining about that at all. Definitely worth it to have someone with us and to have everything arranged for us. And I mean, we were lucky. Like I said, this shower we just had was super hot. The room is really comfortable. We got blankets in there. We got everything we need. So it's working out great. And we are budget travelers, as you guys know. YouTube doesn't pay our bills. We pay all our travel expenses ourselves. We work as nurses in the United States. So, you know, we don't come out here and take the most expensive options at any time. We always take the budget option. So it's worth it to us. This is not, you know, we could have paid more and had maybe a little bit more help, like a guide and a porter each or something like that. But, you know, this is what we got. So $600 each, not too bad. Loving it, though. We are definitely loving it. So right now we're just waiting. Dinner will be out in a little while, and then I think we're gonna call it a night after dinner because we are whooped. All right, guys, so dinner has arrived. We're in the tea house, and she has got some chicken noodle soup, and I just went with my standby chicken curry and rice. I think tomorrow I'll be more adventurous, but also tomorrow when we film day 2 of this trip, we're going to show you guys a little bit more in depth what the tea houses are like and what the food situation is like. But anyway, we're going to eat this now, go get some rest. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck around to the end, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see us reach the end of this journey, because you don't want to miss that one, right? We'll see you guys on day 2. Thanks for watching.